Dedication. For those who want to escape for a short period of time. I would like to thank you, the reader, for giving this book a chance. Cold Case. The rookies in the detective department got stuck doing the busy work. They created reports, went on ride-alongs, logged evidence, and looked over cold cases. Most of the cases went back into storage because the leads went dry or were dead ends. Cases could sit for years until someone looked them over again, finding things someone else had missed, and were able to make a break in the case. Caleb Johnson was a rookie detective who spent 5 years as a beat cop. He took the detective exam after discovering there were a few cases he worked on that went unsolved. His first day as a detective, he was assigned to look over the cold case files. He was drawn into a 15-year-old case. The victim disappeared without a trace. Interviews were conducted of her loved ones and neighbors, but nothing ever came of it. He signed the case out of the archives and brought it home with him. He scoured over it for hours before finding something wrong. There were multiple mentions of a carpenter. She'd been remodeling the house. From the look of the case files, there was no interview conducted with the carpenter. Detective Johnson was on a mission. The following morning, he grabbed the case file and went back to the office. He spoke to the original detectives on the case. They told him they could never find the carpenter the neighbors spoke of. The carpenter showed up in a plain white van. There was no company name on it. He sat down at his desk and began researching. He found all the old neighbors. Some were still in their homes, while others had moved out of state. He called those who were out of state and left messages with his cell phone number. By lunch, he was on the road, heading to her neighborhood. He needed to see if the neighbors remembered anything new. Sometimes after the dust settles and some time passes, things come back to people. He pulled up to her neighbor's house and knocked on the door. A woman with a child on her hip answered the door. "Hello, can I help you?" she asked.
"Good afternoon, ma'am," he said. "My name is Detective Johnson. I've reopened the investigation into Maggie Hart's case. Were you living here at the time?"
"Yes," she said. "Maggie was a great person, and I miss her more and more every day. She would come over for a glass of wine once a week after the kids went to bed, and we would discuss everything going on in our lives. She was a beautiful girl with a great spirit."
"What can you tell me about the carpenter?" he asked.
"It was so long ago," she said. "I remember he came every day in a plain white van. There was no writing or anything, but he showed up every day at exactly 8 and left around 6, except for the day she disappeared. I don't remember seeing him that day. It was weird because he had been coming every day for a month. At the time, I didn't think anything of it, because she had told me the day before the remodel was almost done, but something needed to be ordered to finish it, so I thought he just wasn't there because what he needed had not come in."
"Can you tell me anything about his appearance?"
"I remember he had dark hair, but I never saw his face. He always had a hat on and would walk into the house carrying things on his left side. He was about as tall as my husband, so I say he was at least 6 foot tall and slender. He didn't talk to us at all and barely said anything to Maggie. I thought it was weird, but some people, when they are doing a job, don't like to socialize."
"Can you remember any distinguishing marks, a tattoo perhaps?"
"No. Wait, yes. I couldn't tell what it was, but he wiped his face with his shirt one day, and I saw a black tattoo on his lower back. It may have covered his back. I don't think men are into tramp stamps."
"Great. Thank you for your time. Here's my card. If there is anything you can remember, please call me."
"I will," she said. He walked down the steps to the porch and over to the house directly across the street from Maggie's former home. The door opened before he could knock on it. The elderly woman on the other side stood about 5 feet tall. Her wavy white hair was perfectly styled. She had on a purple floral print house dress. "I saw you coming," she said. "Come on in and have a seat."
"Thank you, ma'am,"
he said, and followed her into the living room. She sat in a chair next to the window, which looked out over the street. She motioned for him to take the one across from her.
"Ma'am, I need to ask you some questions.